Welcome to Knafs at Night, I'm Ben.
I'm Austin.
And today we're going to do something a little bit different. We are doing a gift guide of all of our favorite things, including EDC pouches,
Fixed blades,
camera bags,
lanterns,
water bottles,
boots, backpacks, 3D printers,
mustaches! We're going to talk about all of this stuff on this table. This is stuff that we like, we use, this is yours, this is mine. No affiliate links, no sponsors. Links are in the description. Let's go! All right, we're going to start this thing off with the Lander 3 Micarta. Brand
hot,
new.
very hot.
Brand new. We just came out with this thing. It's got your Moondust finish S35 VN steel with that green micarta. Now, there's been some debate. Is this green or is this tan?
What color is it actually, right?
Right now, it looks a little tan.
I would call it a yellowish tan.
But what I found is over time, this definitely becomes green. And in fact, I haven't sanded this down yet. I've been carrying this for 3 days.
Nice.
And as soon as we're done filming, I'm going to sand this down because I like it sanded. I'm going to wet sand it with probably like a 1500 grit sandpaper.
Nice. Polish her up.
Oh, it's going to look so good.
So let me ask you, what do you think about the contoured Lander 3? This is kind of our first model with it.
Okay.
What are you thinking?
I'm really stoked because these models are an evolution, right? So Lander 2 Micarta, I really, really enjoyed. This one I'm excited about because it's the right size, right? Finger test passed. Lander 2 doesn't pass a finger test. Great knife.
Yep.
But for me, I'm excited to really get some use on this.
Nice.
I will make this mine. Somebody's going to sit there and be like, no, it's got to take 10 years. And I'm like, I don't have 10 years with this knife. I've got like 2 weeks.
Expedited wear.
Yes,
I like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I would store this thing, Austin, in a Burrito Grande.
Oh, baby. One of our best storage solutions. If you are a knife collector, a tool collector, this is a killer little piece for you. You may have noticed the patches on the very front. We've added those recently. And this guy will hold 17 plus knives, all kinds of pens and other accessories in your little elastic straps down here. And also makes a great display. If you want to flip them around and hang them out forward, you can kind of display your knives, hang it up on your door or something like that.
One thing I like about the Burrito Grande is it's portable and it's hanging. So for me, like I go to shows and then I throw it in a bin and it's like, cool, it does both.
Yep.
So that's kind of how I designed it, was to be an all-in-one solution for carrying your knives. The other thing that's right here that we ought to mention is Lander 3 pre-builds.
Yes, Lander
1,
3
2, and 3
pre-builds.
pre-builds, actually.
Seriously. So some of the best gifts ever are Lander 1, 2, and 3 pre-builds. Why? Because you can customize them. That's the whole thing about pre-builds, right? We've got 2 Brook Trout right there that people definitely love right now, and that's your classic Lander 2 with the blue handles that we've went ahead and swapped out some UV printed Brook Trout G10 scales on there for you. So nice little customization that you can do for your friends and family. And
There's a 1 with something similar on it.
yeah, a little
I'm just
good
going to
vibes.
hold this with my left arm the entire show.
Just, make sure that it's there so that we can reference it going forward.
And then there's a 3 with some purple scales on it.
Yeah, so a little bit of everything for everybody.
Here's the deal. This is a gift guide, obviously, but we're a knife company, so we're going to talk about knives first.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get into the other stuff.
I mean,
so
probably
it's gotta be done.
30-40% of the gifts that I give are knives. So if you know me, you should be expecting
I'm probably up to like 100% there. One last knife that you might consider. This is the Civivi Sendy. One of my designs. This is the bestseller in that line, the G10 with your Coleman stove vibes going on there.
Don't forget about those hidden toothpick and tweezers in there.
Can't sleep on those.
And that Coleman green one's got the spade blade, which is super cool and unique. So.
Did you think on QVC, like when it's the holidays, they get like really amped up?
Oh yeah, I bet they're drinking
like
so much coffee and Red Bull for those. Like they are so. This is their moment, right? Like I'm feeling it a little bit right now.
Anyway, you guys are going to spend money during the holidays. My thought is buy stuff that you're excited about, for yourself or to give as a gift.
Yeah.
Like, and that's kind of what we curated today, is stuff that you're excited about, that I'm excited about, things that are great.
Yeah, we teased it a little bit, but this is all stuff that, like, especially on my end, this is literally, you're getting my shoes that I wear and like the watch on my wrist, my pen from every day. So yeah, you're getting a lot of stuff right out of Austin's pockets and backpack, which is really cool. And speaking of pens, we've got big eye pens right here. So this is a slim click. It's kind of your full-size traditional click pen. It does have their very cool technology where it can take a lot of different inserts and you can kind of change the depth just by twisting the cap there, and it'll extend out farther or pull it back in closer to match whatever size of insert you've got in there. So about $100 on these guys,
okay, so
which is really cool.
This was interesting to me. So I also have a big eye pen.
Yes.
I don't know what this model's called. I should have looked it up.
I don't either.
This was a gift from my friend Trevor. And I think this one's about $50.
Yeah.
So this is a little guy, and I don't think it takes as many inserts.
Correct. That's a specific insert. It's just a little teeny mini refill.
But I love the fact that, like, if you want to buy somebody something, like, I don't feel like you can't give somebody a pen, like a premium pen, and they'd be like, oh, that's lame. Like, it's cool. It's titanium.
Yes.
It's brass. It's copper. Like,
right.
That to me is super fun.
Anodized blue. That one can fit in so many different places. It's a little teeny boy.
You had a question. Did you ask me, is this stock off the shelf?
Yeah, we couldn't figure out if this was anodized post or, you know, you can buy it like this. I do see it's got like some engraving on there.
It has a What Is Up guys on there.
I didn't know that.
Trevor made it for me.
Cool, very cool. Trevor Brown.
Yeah, Trevor Brown. Main man Trevor.
Main man Trevor.
From the Blade HQ days.
Yeah.
He made this for me.
Cool.
Or engraved. I don't know.
Yeah.
I should have asked him once.
Yeah.
Trevor, if you're watching, let us know.
Let us know. Cool.
Big eye pens, by the way, you can always get on the list for the Sancho. I'm just going to keep bringing up the Sancho.
Yeah, you might see some similarities there between those two. That's
which you should.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
All right,
what are we talking about next?
Should we talk some bags, man?
Let's do it.
EDC bags.
Let's do some small bags.
We got to clear the table real quick
Yeah.
here. Okay, so you got yours.
Yes.
This is a big topic, EDC bags.
Yeah, and we kind of took two approaches to this one. Mine's more of a tech bag, and I would say yours is closer to an everyday bag sort of thing.
Everyday / travel.
Travel bag.
So what pouch are you running?
Yeah, so right now this is I forget the name of it, so I'm going to open it up. It's our friends over at Bellroy, and it's a collab with Carryology, which is another brand that does kind of their own unique designs. But this is their standard size tech bag. So a couple of things I love about it. It lays flat. That's great.
Nice.
It also has some, not waterproof, but water resistant zippering, and the outside is supposed to be water resistant, so you don't have to worry about getting your cords all wet and stuff like that. I actually have had a water bottle leak in my backpack before, and it messed up the bag a little bit, but nothing got through, which was really good.
Cool.
And I just totally kit mine out with I have a lot of Apple stuff. I use a MacBook at work, at home, and I have an iPhone, so I have a lot of Mac accessories. Nice. How about that little leather cord strap right there?
We don't sell these anymore. I think, did we ever sell them?
Not in my time.
I think I just gave them away. This is a Ben Peterson handcrafted leather cord organizer.
I love it.
You can't buy these things.
Yeah.
I think there are probably 50 in existence with the Knafs logo. I thought one day I would be a leathersmith.
Yeah.
A leather worker. Leather
craftsman
boy.
Of some sort.
But those are around. So if you have one, sound off in the comments because I'd be curious. I think I just threw them in a few orders. Just
cool.
Here, have this. In fact, this was the inside of our original strap wallet.
Oh, cool.
So they stamped out the middle
Yep.
to be around so you'd have the middle section. And I was like, will you send those middles to me? And he sent them to me. I'm like, oh, that's a cord organizer. I can do something with that. So
I don't want to get too deep into this, but did you cut this at all? This is literally as it came stamped out?
Yeah, it was stamped out. So then I put the snaps on there.
Yeah.
And you can see like if the tolerance is not great. I was learning a lot.
It's a thin piece of leather.
And then I also put the logo on there.
Very cool.
I'm down there like pounding in my basement.
All right, quick last couple items in my tech bag. I do have some Tylenol pills in there just in case, which is good. I've got headphones, and then I've got like a computer charger cable in there as well. So
that's a good bag.
Really, just all my tech stuff. An emergency pen if I need it in there, but otherwise it's all cords.
Oh, can we talk about this for a minute?
Please, let's do it. This is Flytanium.
This is a Flytanium pen. So we came out with the Sancho Pen.
Yeah.
Like a day before they launched the titanium Bic crystal Flytanium pen.
Yep.
And I think, did you buy this or did they give it to you?
They were kind enough to give it to me at the show. But yeah, I walked over to the Flytanium booth at Blade Show Utah, Blade Show West out here about a month ago, and was like, that's a Bic pen and it's made of metal. What is going on here? Because I was just like so in the throes of Kickstarter with the Sancho Pen that I hadn't seen anything else.
I hadn't seen it either. I actually think it's super cool. It's much, much cheaper than the Sancho.
Yes.
Totally different pen concept, but same idea of taking an existing product, the Bic Crystal, and applying it to kind of a premium. And theirs takes the regular lid.
Yeah, the round stick lid.
Fascinating.
Yeah, super cool. But yeah, that same concept just pulls right out and you've got just a titanium body there for your pen, which is cool.
So your tech organizer is totally different than mine. Mine is more of a travel pouch. And this is kind of a new thing for me. This is from Nomatic. It's like a, what do they call these? Crossbody bags?
Yeah, crossbody bag.
I'm never going to wear this as a fanny pack or crossbody bag, but when I fly, I like to have like doodads with me. So I keep and look at that.
Yeah, there you go. A little Knafs cord organizer.
International charger. And then inside of here, It's too big.
That's a brick.
I need to find a smaller
That's a big one, man.
I need to find a smaller
But it does everything. I mean, it extends out. That's cool.
It's got Europe. It's got Asia. It's got all of them on there.
Cool.
I got a power brick. I don't even know what kind of power. Anchor power brick.
Yep, all
some
day.
spare cash.
Yep.
Hand sanitizer.
Yep.
A couple snackies. A bandana. This is like, so this is part of a system, right? So when I get on the plane, this comes to my seat with me.
Okay.
So that's how I need mine to work. It's like, this comes with me, bag goes in the overhead bin.
Got it.
Right? So I don't want that under my seat because then you lose your leg room.
You do. You lose the feet room.
Can't do it.
Tough.
Can't do it.
That's
So this
tough.
is a new system for me. I typically just use a stuff sack.
I like it.
And I'm trying to get a little more organized because it's a little bit, it's wild.
Support the friends, too.
Yeah, support the friends. Nomatic. It's a Utah company.
Yeah.
Good dudes.
Love those guys.
So we'll talk more about them in a minute here.
Sweet.
But I need a different brick. So if you have an international cord, I need all of these, I don't know, USB-Cs and all the junk.
Yep.
Because I want one cord system to rule them all for anywhere in the world. This is not it, but it's close.
Yeah, there's your deficiency right there.
Yes.
We can find the optimization.
Size is wrong.
That's right.
What's next,
Sweet.
Austin?
Let's talk some water bottles. You have a water bottle for us.
Okay, so I'm changing my entire system right now. I've historically used Nalgene's. The problem is, you got me on a new backpack. In fact, I'm going to change the order just a little bit.
Bring it up.
Talk backpack.
Bring it up.
So you got me onto this Topo Designs backpack because I was carrying like a 50-liter REI backpack to work, and you're like, dude, you need something smaller.
Come join me. Join the club.
So Austin had this one, and I was like, I want to be like Austin. And so I bought this Topo Designs backpack, but the problem is this side pocket only takes Skinny Boy water bottles.
Not an Nalgene.
Not an Nalgene.
Yeah.
So my friend Hamilton.
Okay.
Sorry, Hamilton. I know your name.
We got you.
Hamilton and I have been backpacking. We've done some cool stuff. We used to be coworkers at a previous job. Cool. He started this brand called Squak. So this sweater that I'm wearing is also Squak.
No way.
He mostly makes sweaters, but he also came out with this water bottle that's like a Nalgene, but fits in there. Slim boy. And I'm in the process of putting some sort of, I don't know.
Just the tail on it.
We told you guys this is going to be our stuff. I'm trying to put a fish knot on there.
Oh.
And dang it. So I sit there on Weavers of Eternity and I watch these things like 12 times over.
In the right spot.
And I'm like, okay, under, over, to the side. And it's like, no.
I know. How I mess up a snake knot every time. I'm like, how do I get these two over and unders wrong every time? It's amazing.
So anyway, that is a new water bottle. I'm excited about that. This is actually new to my kit. I'm headed out to Georgia Bushcraft tomorrow. Cool. This will be its first trip. But I love the fact that it fits in my backpack.
Report back. We want to hear about it.
I will.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I have a lot of new gear that I'm using on this trip, where I've been doing a ton of traveling, and I'm kind of ticked about how things fit together, and so I'm retooling my entire system a little bit. So that is a Squak water bottle.
Perfect.
Can we talk about Squak shirts,
Let's
man?
just keep rolling on Squak.
Dude.
First of all, cool logo. I mean, that's a very, very cool logo.
Yes. So this is one of their. So I guess there's this company in Colorado called Melanzana. Have you heard of them?
Melly. I've heard Melly before.
Mellies, yes. So Mellies are these fancy pants sweaters, and you have to go to the store to buy them. I'm never going to go to their store.
Yeah.
So Hamilton saw that as an opportunity, came out with this original Squawk. So I've actually worn this one a ton.
Cool.
Love it. It is not good for wind.
Oh.
But it is a great base layer.
Okay.
Sort of fall, spring season, perfect.
Cool.
Winter, you got to have something over it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Little waffle knit, though. It's very cool.
Waffle knit.
Yeah.
I like that.
Really cool.
So they just came out with this one that feels like some sort of like prep school. I don't know. It looks classy.
It does. It's got a classy
It makes
look.
me look a lot classier than I should.
Well, especially the way that you matched it with your pants today looks very prep school. So
check this out.
Yeah, we got the full blue outfit.
We got blue pants. And then blue sweater.
If you guys wonder how Ben Blue became a thing, look no further than this man's dress today.
Anyway, I love the fact it's Hamilton's in his basement. He's running it, he and his wife, Allie, they're just rocking and rolling on this thing. It's so reminiscent of how Knafs started.
Cool.
And so I try to support them anytime I can. They sent me this for free, so is that sponsored? That's not sponsored.
No, it was different.
Yeah,
different
But
times.
I literally love their stuff, and so I wanted to put it in this video. They sent us the water bottle and the sweater.
I like what they're doing, and I like that they saw a hole in the market, and they're like, "Let's attack."
Yeah,
I found that really cool.
Totally, it's interesting stuff.
Next, we're going to keep it in the clothing aisle, and we're going to go right on to Austin's own Lems boots right there.
Dude, tell me, you have a footwear thing.
Do I?
Well, more than I do.
Okay.
I have like 2 sets of shoes. I wear them all the time. You have cool shoes.
I don't know. I must have gotten these. So we at the office have talked about if you guys have seen the YouTube channel before, Rose Anvil.
Yeah.
They do a lot of leather stuff, but their whole thing is like deep dives into how good is a shoe actually.
Yeah.
They take a famous shoe or a well-produced shoe or whatever, they cut it in half, they seam rip all of the seams apart, they kind of break it down by little bits and pieces, what makes a good shoe. They did this one as part of their, I think, series last year for Mocktober or something. If you notice, it's got kind of that mock toe on it, that moccasin toe. But these are super duper lightweight. They're very flexible. They have rubber soles. They are what's called zero drop. If you guys know barefoot shoes or anything like that, they've got zero drop. That was crazy, by the way. What just happened over there was crazy. We don't even have to talk about it.
We have to.
But yeah, flat soles, completely flat on the bottom. They have a wide toe box for the big wide toe people like me out there. Your feet fit in there very easily, and they're just like Vans but boot form, which I really
That's
really
a good way
love.
to look at it.
Yeah,
they
I think
look
they're
cool.
How do they smell?
They actually smell fine.
I'll take that.
I feel
compliment.
like I probably smell and taste things more often than I should. Like,
I would say that the track record, even on this show alone, would agree with that. Like, what the weird stuff that we've eaten on this show, like mystery meats from Tennessee and stuff.
Can I tell you a little story time? So I married Athena, my wife, and she would microwave things. And to test the hotness, she takes it and she licks it.
Oh,
and if it's hot enough, she's like, cool, let's go. If it's cold, she puts it back in.
She licks it again.
So I have adopted this.
Oh.
And so I microwave things. And it's the world's worst strategy because you're either going to boil your face off.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be cold and you've licked the food.
Yeah, this cold piece of food.
But, humans are strange.
I love you guys. That's another crazy story.
Let us know what you do that's odd and strange because we're in it, man.
We're full of weird.
We're so deep in it.
Cool. Let's head back to some Knafs stuff.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's talk some tool burritos here.
Let's do it, man.
I've lost my loaded. There it is.
It's right here. Loaded tool burrito. So this is right in the $100 range. This is the loaded tool burrito. So if you know somebody who's getting into pocket knives and they're like, Mom, I don't know. Like, literally, my friend Dan Becker, not that he was like, Mom. My friend Dan had a pivot that was on a Benchmade that was not working very well. It had just kind of gotten gummed up as pivots do when you use them.
Totally.
I was like, Dan, throw some lube on it.
Yeah.
Fix it. So I actually left one of these with Dan. He was like, sweet.
Nice.
This is great. So it comes with an aluminum ruler. This is a titanium one, so
It's an
false
OG.
advertising.
Yeah.
But basically, I wanted to create something that anybody could use for knife maintenance. That's what the loaded tool burrito is all about.
Keyword there, maintenance for sure. You'll get. I think we are missing some stuff in here. Do you get a strop? You also get a strop.
It comes with
I
a strop
believe.
as well.
Yep. So we're missing a couple things in here, but
Torx tool, strop, all the things.
the stuff that you need to, for sure on Knafs products, disassemble it, maintain it, lube it up, clean it off, all that good stuff.
Yep.
Do a quick sharpening or stropping.
And then it all rolls up.
Yeah.
Into a convenient little burrito.
I think that's the best part. I know we talked about tech bags already, but like that's half the size of my Bellroy tech bag once it's rolled up. It's a very convenient little case. So you really can pack a lot of stuff into a very small package there.
But one thing about it too, though, is we left a lot of space on there, so you can actually fill it. It gets a little bit obscene.
Yeah.
In terms of just like, crunchy.
I have one at home that just has knife scales in it, all my extra scales, and it's like a circle at this point. Like it's just, huge.
So, but we did leave a lot of space on there so you can slack it out as much as you want. So
very cool.
That's called the loaded tool burrito. Now, the thing about it is you don't have to fill it with knife stuff. You
Load
can
it
fill
with anything.
Whatever you want.
Yes.
So this was actually kind of fun for me. I was in the Amazon last year and kind of realized like you could load this up with whatever you want. So here's a couple things in here. I love spoon carving. And so I've turned this one into my spoon carving one.
Yeah.
And I just keep these little Mora left-hand, right-hand spoon carvers. So this might be another good gift. If you know somebody who already has the knives they need, but they're like, I want to get into this bushcrafty life.
Love it.
These spoon carvers are great. I used to, Austin, and the people at home, you're going to think I'm an idiot, but I used to take a lot of pride in carving spoons with just a knife.
Yeah.
And I started using one of these, some guys in the Amazon had one, and I was like, what am I doing with my life? It's like one of those moments where you're like, I'm an idiot.
You got to change of perspective on that.
I did, because they're so good, man. Like you take I don't have a spoon with me today, but you take your piece and you're just going to sit there and whittle it.
Yeah.
And like what would take you 3 hours with a knife takes you like 4 minutes.
So annoying.
So Anyway, you can fill these burritos up with all sorts of stuff. So we have a few recommendations from friends of things that you might enjoy filling your burrito with.
Let's start right on top. This is the latest and greatest from Worksharp, which I find very, very cool. And I never know how to open this thing.
Other end.
Other end? This end? Okay.
No.
Yep, you were right. Yep. So this is their new pocket field sharpener. So if you guys have seen like their guided field sharpener before, it's kind of the big version of this. And now they've made a version that folds down into really slimmer than almost every single pocket knife out there. So yeah, you can throw this in your pocket. They are doing this as an exclusive product to them only. So you can't buy it from dealers or anything like that. You have to go to Worksharp to get it.
So you can't go to Knafs and buy this?
Can't go to Knafs, can't even go to like Cabela's or something and buy it. It's a Worksharp only product right now. So you got to head over there to pick it up, but really, really cool what they're doing.
Way cool.
And that fits perfectly in a tool burrito.
So we have a few like ditties. Ditties? What do you call these?
Yeah, why not? Call it a little ditty. Let's do it.
So kind of in that same category of a ditty, this is an Exotac fire starter.
This thing's cool.
This thing is way cool. And my favorite part about it is it's basically flint and steel on there.
Yeah.
And it sends up like smoke rings.
That one was perfect.
That was,
that was the best one. Yeah, we are like...
Look at that. I don't know that you want to buy this for fires. You want to buy this for the smoke rings. It's like do you remember the caterpillar in Alice in Wonderland?
Oh yeah.
How he sits there and he's doing hookah.
Yep.
This is like that.
Wow.
But without any of the health consequences.
If you love fidgeting, if you have a fidget toy, get yourself a fidget fire starter because that's the best.
This is made in the USA, and you can keep a little bit of
some tinder in there.
Some tinder right in there in the handle.
That's really cool.
Really cool little thing. That's a fun one.
Yeah, friends over at Exotac.
Yep.
What else we got? Let's go over to Wazoo.
It's all about fire right now.
I know, we're on fire right now. So this is also a little fire starter that you can kind of see has been used there. That's your piece of steel right there. Yep. That we've kind of used this white piece as a
ceramic
piece of
rod, yeah.
flint to go ahead and
get
strike
after
that.
it, Austin. We gotta
hit it.
I'm after
you got this.
So this is really cool. This is from my friend Dustin. Oh,
there it is. Ooh, we're gonna burn this piece of paper. I like that.
No, so this is really fun. It looks like jewelry. I've taken it on planes.
That's the best part. Is it's fashionable. Like
it's
not clearly this like outdoor guy, hardcore, whatever. It's like, oh, that's a nice piece of jewelry, and you also have it's got a purpose to it.
You could pair this with a squawk.
Oh,
look
perfect.
at me.
Yeah, you're looking really good.
I could go to a show.
Curly hair and everything.
A movie.
Oh man.
I could do the things. Anyway, got this on the plane one day in Vegas. I was flying home from SHOT Show, and the guy saw this on the scanner, and he pulled out all of my stuff. He's like, I'm looking for this thing. I was like, oh, that's that Wazoo. Pulled it out, and the guy, he saw the EDC pouch. He saw this. He was like, it's not sharp.
Yeah.
And he was like, cool EDC pouch. Sent me on my way.
Oh,
I was like, that's sick.
He's an EDC guy.
Yeah.
I like that.
He totally was.
That's cool.
Because he knew, he's like, all this stuff in there. So I've actually stopped flying with this because I just don't like questions. I like to just sail through.
Any inconvenience.
Yes.
Yeah, I get it.
But you can fly with it. I've seen Dustin fly with it a lot and have flown with it myself.
Super cool. We've got a little Olight in here, which we have kind of fallen in love with as well. This one's really cool. Do we know the model name on this at all?
I have no idea.
iMini is what the back says. So it could be an iMini, but it's got a little magnetic cap, and when you pull it out of the cap, it turns it on.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So neither one of us uses this one. The reason I wanted to include it, though, is I have seen so many friends. Like I've got my brother-in-law, I've got another friend. They all use this one. And it's like a beautiful size. So I actually carry a Fenix EO5. And you can see the size. Whoa,
yeah, the size difference is very real.
Like look at the size difference between those. However, this takes an uncommon battery. It's fairly common.
Okay.
This takes AAAs. And so I can find a AAA anywhere in the world, no problem.
Totally.
This is going to be a little bit more of a challenge. Yeah. So for me, I'm going to stick with my AAA, but I do love like this little guy that...
The convenience factor is high on that.
And the fidget factor. I mean, even just like, watch this. You can just...
Oh,
like you can beam it up, Scotty, right?
Like, beaming up the light beam. Are you kidding? Let's freaking go.
Like that's entertaining.
That's really cool.
So
yeah,
I think if I weren't into the AAA life,
yeah,
I would absolutely go with this because you're going to take a ton of space off your EDC.
Olight makes really cool stuff, and yeah, imagine that on your keyring. It's nothing. There's nothing there.
Totally.
So super cool. Got some Exotac there.
No, this is Grim Workshop.
Or Grim Workshop,
excuse me. So this is kind of fun. We've talked a little bit about this stuff on the show previously, but these are basically little survival kits that you can put in your wallet, put in your bag. I've seen somebody catch a fish with these, with a Cheeto previously.
Cool.
It's got a little knife, little arrowhead. I don't think you could get this sucker on a plane. Mm-hmm. Do you think you could?
Probably not. That's something that maybe would skirt by in your wallet, but I would say people are probably looking for stuff like that.
They're looking for metal stuff like this. Yeah. So probably not super travel friendly, but really interesting thing there. And it's worth noting, there's all sorts of these little doodads out there that would be fun stocking stuffers. This one's kind of spendy. It's made in the US.
Yeah.
But they're great. They're entertaining. They're fun. I think if you were a 13-year-old kid getting one of these for you'd be like, let's go.
That's a dream. Like, build your own, like, use your hands, build something, go on an adventure, catch a fish sort of thing. Yes. Like, that's just a dream in a little case. This is like
Christmas morning. Yeah, I love that.
Very cool. And just a note on all of this stuff, we are actually ourselves doing a little giveaway with our friends over at Carry Commission, Wazoo, Grin, and Exotac. So some of the brands that you just saw right there. So head on over to, we'll have it linked in the description and you can sign up over there. But
basically give us your email. We'll try not to spam you, but we will send you emails.
Yep.
And you are entered to win into this giveaway. So there's a link in the description for that one as well.
Super cool.
Dude, we've covered some stuff. I want to know in the comments, the folks that are still here, I'm going to assume that some are.
Yeah.
What do you like so far? Yeah. What are you enjoying? What's interesting to you?
Give us your feedback. Do you hate my tech bag?
Do you hate Dawson's tech bag?
It's okay if you do.
Or just my mustache?
I love it. All right, next we're talking lanterns. I don't know where my lantern ended up. Do you have it over there?
I have your lantern.
Perfect. So this is one of my favorite little pieces. So
and this is yours personally.
This is mine personally. Yeah. You can tell by the splatters of old wax left all over the glass there, but this is a UCO Candlelier lantern. What's really cool about this is it uses 3 9-hour candles. So you can take this apart just by separating the base there. All of these pop out. And they're little candles that have springs on them. What do the springs do? They push them up. Yeah. Cool. So that way you're not burning your candle down. You're fighting that gravity by pushing it back up and always keeping your flame right at the top, which I found very, very cool. It also means that there's no waste. So it burns all of the wax and it leaves nothing behind as it pushes it up, which is really cool.
As the kids say, leaves no crumbs?
Leaves no crumbs. It ate and left no crumbs.
Yes.
This candle did.
We are
absolutely. But they, on their website, they showcase that you can, keep a coffee mug warm on top of there, or even boil just a very small pot of water or something like that. Heat up a can of beans. Very cool. And I have personally used these for several power outages over time. Cool. They do put off a little bit of heat, but they put off a ton of light with the 3 candles.
Two things I like about this. Yeah. So if you're using a flashlight lantern when you're camping, you lose that flicker, that feeling, right? Even like a white gas Coleman propane lantern.
Yeah.
There's a feeling that comes off of that little flicker in the light.
Yes.
So that gives you this. And then the battery powered ones, it's all about feeling.
Yeah.
I feel no love for them, and your batteries can go out. Yep. So I like this. This is cool, Austin.
Super cool. Made in the USA in Seattle. And the last note is...
Do you think it is? I mean, it says Seattle, Washington.
I think it is. I actually think it is, yeah.
Dude, we should find out.
Yeah, we should try and find out. But one other thing on that is it's windproof. So the only wind that can go in there is through that little tiny hole. So you can't even blow it out through there. Like, you really have to separate it and take them up to your mouth.
It's glass, though.
It's true glass. I have actually broken one of those before.
I always get nervous with glass stuff, even like the Coleman propane lanterns.
Yeah.
They just, like, if you're going camping, things are gonna get rattled.
They want to break, for sure. Yeah.
That's cool, though.
They do sell good replacements, though, so good job, UCO. Next.
Let's talk about your watch.
Let's do it.
Austin has so much more style than I do. I wear a Timex. I've worn a Timex forever.
Yeah, look at my Casio.
No, but like, and you'll see it in the comments on these videos. Like, people are like, Austin, nice watch. And I'm like, nobody's commenting on my watch.
No, I appreciate it. So this is a budget watch is what I would call this. So this is a Casio World Time. It's kind of a standard, can track over multiple time zones. I tried to take some notes earlier. I think it can do 28 different time zones across the world. You can also set 5 alarms on it per day. And then these ones, the newer ones, they come with a 10-hour battery. So the really cool thing to me is, like, you can just put this watch on your wrist, set it, fly with it everywhere for the next 10 years, and you're probably going to be
10-year or 10-hour?
10-year battery.
Okay, I think you said hour.
Oh, okay, 10-year battery.
Correct me if I'm wrong,
my
Ricky.
apologies.
But I heard hour. I'm like, 10 hours is not very long.
Not impressive, actually. Yes. So 10
years.
10 years, yes. So kind of just a standard watch. This is, yeah, go ahead. Check it out. Check it out.
So you actually handed this to me one day, and
I made Ben wear this for a couple of days. When I first started at Knafs, I was already into the watch stuff, and Ben was like, Austin, I need a new watch. I just broke like the little strap on mine. What should I do? Show me a cool watch, basically.
And this is a cool watch. I actually really, really like it.
Oh, cool.
I have some complaints.
Please do.
Look at the numbers there versus here. They're actually quite small.
Very small.
And so I use my watch a lot for swimming.
Yeah.
And so I'll be like reaching and like, oh, I've done like 4 minutes and I'm tired.
Got it.
And so I thought about this and I'm like, man, that's going to be a little harder. But I've considered becoming a 2-watch man.
Uh-oh. What would the second watch be?
I don't know. How much does that cost?
$20.
I know. See, but it's
inexpensive, man.
I don't know why I just want one watch. Is it simplicity? I don't know.
But you've got a use case for it, right? Like, I will say another thing about this watch is its viewing angles aren't awesome. So if you have it at like a 45-degree angle, it's kind of hard to see the time. You got to keep it pretty square there, where these, you can read it like almost any angle, which is really nice. That has a different backlight too. This does have a backlight, but it's more of the like shines in from the side. That like lights up the whole screen. So there's some benefits.
This is why we wanted to do this video. There's so much nuance in the things that we own and the things that we like and don't like. And we're in this golden age of like, I'm going to call it consumer nuance.
Oh yeah.
Meaning that like you can really get into the specs of your knife or your watch or whatever you do, your bag. And you can be like, this isn't quite right. And yes, there's a consumerism aspect to it. Do I need like another backpack? Well, mine's wearing out, but at the same time, like, it's fun to play with that nuance of what you wear and what you carry and what you own.
Oh yeah.
In a way that is really interesting and fun. And for me, I'm not trying to like collect things. I just want to find the thing that I'm like, yes, this is it.
We've almost gamified it in a way, right? We've like turned it into this game of like, what I am on this great quest for this product that fits exactly the needs that I have, and nothing more, nothing less. And so there's all of these companies out there that we just start sorting through all of their stuff and like, oh, this has that, but I don't need it. This has this, and I do need it, sort of stuff. So we've made it a game, which I think is super cool and super fun. But that comes at a sacrifice of we've gamified everything. And so it's like, how much time do I want to spend on my watch and my knife and my wallet and my shirt and my glasses and all of that stuff? Or do I just want it to be simple and put it on?
But like, okay, let's play a quick game called Caveman. Caveman means you're a caveman and like you've got to skin something, you've got to plant crops. Like chances are that caveman's like constantly on the lookout for like the perfect rock for this or that, right?
Yeah.
It just so happens that our rocks are backpacks and knives and things like that, right? Like or the perfect stick. Like you're wandering the woods and you're like, this stick is perfect for this.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what our caveman brains are doing.
It's been an eternal hunt. We just have more stuff to be able to hunt now, right? Like we have all the technology and stuff that we can just go search for.
Totally. Yeah. On to camera bags.
So I'm not a videographer. I'm not a photographer. Talk to us about this.
Okay, so for the past 2 years, I've been using a Nomatic and Peter McKinnon little bag that has a top on it and it rolls into itself. It's a great bag. It has terrible shoulder straps. These, so I hit up John at Nomatic and I was like, John, I love this bag, but I hate it because the shoulder straps are so skinny and I needed it to do other things. So he recommended this Peter McKinnon and Nomatic bag. This is basically a camera bag right in here.
Okay.
So you pull open the back, and this is brand new, by the way. He and I made a trade for some knives for some gear.
Oh,
which is
what a great trade.
So I've got a Sony A7C in here, and the thing that I really like about this is I'm not like a hardcore videographer. Like I don't need 12 cameras. So this takes up half the bag, and then I can use the other half for travel. Cool. So up here I can put basically, my plan is to put this guy in here, like that. And then this part comes with me onto my seat in the plane.
Got it.
This part goes in the overhead bin.
Got it.
And so it's almost like this 2-stage rocket launch where it's like these parts need to be over here and that part needs to be over there. And
would you consider this like a minimalist camera bag? It's pretty small, right?
It's pretty dang small, yeah. I would probably say that if you are a photographer, not videographer, with like 2 lenses, rock and roll. If you're a vlogger with like a 1-lens setup, which I try to be, this is going to be great for you because for me, like even if I take the GoPro too, I could probably get the GoPro in here, but I'm like, man, when am I going to use that versus this? So I do just enough filming to be dangerous, but then I'm like, okay, now I have to go to a meeting. So like I'll be at like Wee Knives and I'm like out there doing my vlogger thing, and then I gotta sit down and like have a meeting about knives and samples and all this stuff.
Right.
So it has a laptop sleeve here.
Oh, cool.
So this will probably turn into like my trade show, travel, film bag, like an everyday carry bag when I'm on the road.
Right
so I've been looking far and wide, and I think this might be it, or it's too small.
Love it.
This is what I hate. It's the perfect stick, right? Like,
We're
is it
playing
the
that
perfect
game.
stick? I don't know.
Yep.
But
Before you close that, is that a pillow in there?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is the Nemo Fillo.
Oh, interesting.
Dude, I have been on a pillow quest too.
So you got a pillow in a bag. What's going on with this thing?
Okay, so transatlantic flights, intercontinental flights are rough.
Okay.
And so I've been on the search for like, I've tried like neck pillows, and I've tried like puffy jackets for pillows, but I think I have found the best camping / travel pillow. This is called the Fillo from Nemo. I think it ran about 45, 50 bucks, but it has a little bit of memory foam on the front, and then you inflate the back.
Cool.
And so this is my new camping pillow. My friend Devin at Backcountry Exposure was like, you need this pillow. And he was right. There's not much on this table that you need. But this,
The Nemo Fillo.
if you travel or backpack, I highly recommend it.
When you say travel, like, are you using this on the plane?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'm a window seat guy.
Okay.
So I get this thing all up in the corner of the window seat,
Up on the wall.
and I fall right asleep.
Nice.
So it's a nice size.
We can't get out of the knife world,
can't
man.
escape it.
No.
It's a nice size, and then it turns into a fairly large pillow.
Yeah.
Especially when it's blown up. Should we blow it up on
Do
camera?
it. I gotta see, man. Memory foam's cool and all, but I'd love to know. And I wish I had like 5 more of these to blow up so we could see him pass out too.
Hold on. So then you can kind of
Look
set
at
your
that.
firmness, and then you can just like
Oh
snug up.
yeah.
So sometimes I'll actually put it on the what do they call that?
Yeah,
Fold
your
down thing?
tray.
The tray.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
tray tables. Put
Yeah.
your tray tables up. I'll put it on the tray table, and like snooze on there too.
Yeah.
Which is an exercise in like ruining your back.
And neck pain. That's an exercise in neck pain.
But highly recommend this thing. I've been really excited about it.
Super
so.
cool.
I don't
Whoa,
know.
wants to stay on the table even.
Gets to stay on the table.
How about that?
Sweet.
Cool. I'm sure people have noticed my hair's a mess. Can you recommend me some good hats?
Dude, I got some good hats for you. In fact, I was gonna wear a hat today. We both need a haircut. Somebody in the
it's so
comments
bad.
last week was like, "Get a haircut, you
yeah.
hippies."
Fair.
That's true.
Totally fair.
So I have a friend named John who is in love with this brand. It's called Ebbets Field. This is mine, and it has hair on it. Sorry, gross. So they make these vintage ball caps. That's mine too. How does it smell? How does
it smells great.
Does it?
It smells totally fine. It smells totally
Anyway,
fine.
so John got me onto these Ebbets Fields hats, and they're like vintage baseball teams.
Yeah.
And really interesting materials. So you got leather in the back. This one is a knitted wool,
Cool.
I think.
Yeah.
And he actually made this What Is Up Guys one for me with
No way.
a little kitty pin.
The cat pin's really cool.
He wanted me to give the pin to Frankie and Bird, but I haven't seen him in a minute.
Okay.
So those are super cool. And what actually happened from this, the reason we have so many of these 5 panels right now
Yeah.
is John got me on like this like small child not effective hat train.
Yeah.
And that's why we have these 5 panels.
Okay, cool.
So this is actually a Knafs 5 panel.
Yeah.
Richardson, I don't know what the number is on it.
It's a Richardson.
But this is my new favorite hat.
It's a great hat.
It's chill.
It's super
Also,
cool.
we got the gray version because I took the blue version to the Amazon, and it's hot.
Okay.
Like it picks up the sun.
That one also wears a lot. Like it shows,
Does.
it gets light pretty quickly. So
It does. Should
Yeah.
I cover the curls or
let them loose.
let them loose?
Yeah, I say.
So
we
those are
shake 'em
hats.
out.
It's interesting because again, this idea of like the perfect hat.
Yeah.
Somebody's over there like, what if we took this vintage hat and put new materials and like
Right.
turned it into a thing?
Yeah.
Highly entertaining.
New model. Yeah.
Ebbets Field also, I believe, is made in the USA. So
Oh.
that's
Shouts
important
to
to you.
them. That's
Yep.
super cool. Sweet.
Dude, we've been on a journey. What's
We're
next?
rolling. We're going to talk about this MSK mini fixed blade as well as this little tiny
Okay.
survival guide here.
So this is from my
can work
friend
on opening it.
David at Ultimate Survival Tips. And those are fun.
Wow, so that's cool. So it starts just as
Yes.
this, and then you can
Accordion.
kind of just like pull it apart and it just goes.
Yes.
That's really cool.
So David is like this genius of like ideas and putting them together. So he wrote this tiny survival guide. They sell them on Amazon. You got like snares and tracks and things you can eat, and all sorts of different things.
Yep.
So it's interesting, I think, is just like a desk reader sort of thing, but you could also throw it in your pocket if you ever did get in a survival situation. There's notes on a bow drill. Now, granted, like, what have we always talked about? Like, it's the archer, not the arrow.
Yep.
Like, having this as an arrow. But, like, if you go out and you're like, I am stranded, and now I will make a bow drill.
Yeah.
Like, probably not the best idea.
Right. But what they've done is they've given you, as the archer, if you're not good with that arrow, they've given you the tips to be able to do it, which is really cool.
And that's part of David's whole philosophy, is this idea of, like, being prepared, survival, that sort of thing. So he came out with this MSK1, kind of a bulky fixed blade, like thick fixed blade.
Yep.
That you can use it as a fire starter here on the end. So sort of a striker spine on there. And he just makes really cool stuff that's very much geared toward, like, take care of yourselves in the woods or in a survival situation. So
super cool.
I think it's super fun. That's a fun little knife.
Yeah.
I would never, like, make a knife that thick, me personally.
Sure.
Just because I want it to slice really well. But he's like, no, let's baton through a tree with a 2.9-inch blade. Right?
User.
Let's go.
I like it. Yeah.
Really fun from my friend David at Ultimate Survival Tips.
Nice job, David. Very cool. Speaking of fixed blades, let's talk about the Lulu a little bit here.
Dude. We've talked about this one a lot on Lay's show.
Yes.
Definitely a bushcraft knife designed for whittling sessions. So when I talk about whittling a spoon, I'm going to flesh the thing out with this, and then I'm going to come in with one of these spoon makers.
Yep.
A spoon knife? I think it's actually called
a spoon knife. I believe you're right.
With a spoon knife, and I'm going to finish it up. So this for me and this go together. And you can see it, like, big fat handle on that guy, big fat handle on this guy.
Very similar. Yeah. If you're given a gift for someone who's all about the USA stuff, USA made on the Lulu all the way down, we love to say to the box and the sticker on the box. So
yep. Absolutely. So super fun with the Lulu. Perfect. Is this the storefront one?
Probably. It looks like it's got some patina on it.
Okay, so this is actually really fun because this one has been in our storefront for like 6 months,
at least,
a year.
Yeah.
And they developed this delightful patina. So if you get this new, it's going to be a lot less oily. We
were talking earlier about the Lander 3 with the micarta on it. This is what, not all knives with micarta look like, but this is like some of that difference that you can see is it does absorb those oils and all of that stuff from your hands as you're using it.
This is like all the goop from everywhere.
Yeah, it's like smooth but grippy. It's pretty cool. So that's one really cool thing about micarta. We've got another new product that we just launched last week that I will say we got a pretty good turnout on people who showed up in the comments saying they loved it. Yeah, this is the Lander 2 Clip Point. This is a pretty steep departure from what we do with the Lander series of knives, I would say.
Yeah.
They are just drop point, kind of standard G10 blade, or handle material. This Lander 2 that we've got here, we've got that clip point on it. Is this a Cera-coated thumb stud? Some sort of coating.
It is a coated thumb stud. It is not titanium.
Yeah.
It is coated.
So some sort of coated thumb stud there. And then the high polish on the hardware, which I find really cool. The pocket clip and the pivot and all of that stuff. Highly polished.
Yeah.
Yep. Even on the inside, I had the customer in the storefront be like, "Oh, it's shiny in there." So people are noticing it. It's really cool.
We definitely took some styling cues from some knives in, like, I don't know, the 60s, 70s out there. There are these iconic knives and iconic shapes.
Yep.
And so we looked at, like, what were the iconic knives and shapes in that time period.
Yeah.
And we said, how do you apply that to a Lander?
Yeah.
And
I feel like we threw some iconic colors on it, right? Kind of the brass and brown. We didn't really talk about
paper
this.
Micarta.
Paper micarta. Yep.
Paper micarta. It's an off-brand rich light, so they're taking layers of paper, resin, smash, boom. The cool thing about it is it feels like an old dashboard. Like if your grandpa had like an old farm truck, that's what that feels like, is like the dashboard or the seats of that old car.
Yes.
Or that old truck.
Super cool.
It's really fun.
Yeah, and that stuff should wear over time. It'll probably lighten up a little bit.
I'm excited to see how it wears.
Me too. Yeah, that's what I keep telling everyone that's interested in them. I can't wait for a year to see, like, oh, you've carried it. What does it look like now? So.
While we're talking about new ones, we don't even know if this is still available, but we did a Lander 3 in 20 CV.
Love this.
And camel carbon.
Yeah.
That teal camel carbon, kind of that Tiffany teal. Tiffany, what do we
It's got a woman's name, I forget. It's not Tiffany.
It's not Tiffany, because that one's trademarked.
Yeah, that one's trademarked.
Brittany
Blue.
Brittany Blue.
That's what it is.
Yep. So this one's really fun. This is exclusively on bladebinge.com. This is their dark mode model.
Yes.
They hit us up and they were like, let's do a thing. I was like, let's go.
Yes.
So I've been really excited about this.
I am not always a fat carbon or colored carbon sort of person, but whatever this color combo is just doing it for me. It's just striking. So
I struggle with teal. I don't love teal.
Okay.
I think it's because it's not blue.
Yeah.
And it's not green.
Yeah, it's right in the middle.
It's right in the middle.
Yep.
But I know a lot of people that love teal.
It's a cool color.
It's a fun one.
Yeah. Shout out to Blade Binge.
I hope it's sold out. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. If not, there's a link in the description.
Yeah, grab your own for sure.
Dude, we have been on a journey, Austin. What's last on the list, man?
Rounding it out. And we went ahead and printed some stuff during the show, so I'm going to unplug this guy now that it's done and just bring the whole unit over. But this is my personal, again, we tried to bring stuff that we have. This is my Bambu Lab A1 Mini. So this is a 3D printer, pretty much as base level as you can get on a nice one. Bambu tends to make pretty nice products, I would say.
We have one in the shop.
We have one in the shop, a P1S maybe. And this is their base model. So we didn't call out any prices on this stuff because prices are hard to track, but I know on Bambu's website right now until December 3rd, you can get an A1 Mini for $199.
That's crazy.
$200 to get you a pretty premium printer here. So it's got like a color LCD screen that you can use and interact with. Yeah, go ahead and rip that guy off of there. We printed out some Lander 1, just regular PLA scales there.
So we've had a few people in the comments over the course of Knafs at Night say like, hey, I want to get into 3D printing, don't know where to start.
Yeah.
What do I do?
Yeah.
So this is like your very first personal foray into 3D printing.
The first time I ever 3D printed something ever was on this printer. So I know that there's like brands out there on Amazon like Ender and stuff like that is pretty popular because they're inexpensive. You're paying about the same price for this, but you get so much, I don't know, like ease of use in these.
Yeah.
The way that Bambu is set up, you can easily download something from their website, send it remotely to your printer if you're connected to the internet on the same device, and you just start printing stuff right off of your computer. They make it so easy for the noobs like me out there.
So from the time you receive the box to up and running, what are we talking?
30, maybe 40 minutes.
Cool.
Like very quick. There's no real assembly. It's mostly just unpacking. You do a small setup sort of thing with the software, and then you're good to go.
So here's the thing. I love Prusa printers, and Prusa has actually impacted the way I think about right to repair open source parts. I bought a Prusa Mark IIi, I believe, or 3S, can't remember. I bought the unassembled version. I think it was about $800. And then my son and I spent the next, it was probably 2 weeks assembling the thing. And it went in sessions, right? Like we'd finish dinner, come down and build it. And it was a really fun experience. So that to me was like totally different than this experience. But like if you're like, hey, I want to get into 3D printing and go print some lander scales for your knife. $200 in 40 minutes, you're up and running.
Crazy. And those scales we printed in maybe 30 minutes as we were filming the intro of the show.
These suckers take like, I don't know, an hour and a half on the Prusa.
For sure, for
sure. And my Prusa is what, 2 years old now?
Yeah, not that old.
The tech is coming, like, wow.
It's crazy.
It's cool.
Even between the one that we have in the shop, which is the P1S, I think, and this one, they have really upgraded the tech because that one's got like a much worse interface. It's louder. It's all of these other things. Like this is very quiet. We printed with it like on the show at one point. Like it's a very quiet machine. So really just set up. It's like we have a employee named Heather who works in the marketing department, and she just picked one of these up. I think for her child. She put it in the
group chat on the weekend. She's like, I've joined you all, and we were like.
Yes, we're stoked. So she was, she was looking for a good 3D printer for her son, just like a good entry-level one, and this was an easy recommend. Yeah. So same to you out there. If you guys, want to take a step into this 3D printing thing, this is a really affordable and very easy way for you to get up to speed and printing stuff pretty quickly.
As I always say, I love it.
I love it.
Guys, holy smokes, we have been around this show.
That's right.
Let us know what interests you, what we missed, what we should look into.
Yeah.
Not that we're like on the constant hunt for consumer products, but we try to buy stuff that is good stuff from people that we enjoy. Most of what we have here, aside from Bambu Labs and like Topo Designs, we know the guys at Nomatic.
Yeah.
Nemo, I don't know those guys. But like we try to buy from companies and people that we like.
Yep.
And so hopefully you have some recommendations for us, and hopefully this has been useful for you guys. We appreciate all the support. Holy smokes, what a video. That was a long one.
We'll see you next time.
Take care.